all currently on our zero waste journey together, Jasmine, Lucy and I, and to erase misconceptions around zero waste, that it can be a lot of effort and it can be incredibly expensive. And also because we found ourselves personally that just having somebody in your general community or somebody that you know personally that's on the zero waste journey can make it so much easier to get started yourselves. And just general tips and advice about zero waste products that we've all used, and to give you a little bit of food for thought about zero waste products that you could potentially incorporate into your life in future. Just a bit of a disclaimer. Obviously, we're not experts in the area. We're still on our zero waste journey. So if we, kind of get anything wrong, or if you want to school us, then that's totally fine. We appreciate that there may be people in this chat that are slightly further along on their journey than us. And I mean, I just want to share with you my personal experience as to why I got into zero waste, which was that basically I just became more and more aware of the plastic that consumed our day-to-day lives, and that just made me feel incredible amounts of guilt every time I kind of went to go and shower, because I'm speaking to you today mostly about my shampoo bar. So every time I'd shower, I feel all this guilt about this plastic that ultimately would probably end up in the ocean and is really kind of harmful to our planet. So that's the reason why I started my zero waste journey. As generic as it may be, it's just to really eradicate that guilt that I felt in my day-to-day life, consuming just so much plastic. I have a background in medical science. I'm currently studying medical science and business at UCL in London. Jasmine, would you like to share with us your background and your reasons for starting your zero waste journey?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So I study international business management at Newcastle University in London, actually, the London campus. So I'm not too far from Elysia or Lucy. I want to personally go into ethical business management when I'm older and try and be an almost financial advisor, but for kind of ethical, consumerism, trying to make companies care a lot more about their staff and their stakeholders and the environment and sustainability than just money, especially kind of, the big five, that kind of idea. The reasons I started getting into zero waste was I am, and I have always been, and I've grown up being a key kind of activist for like cruelty-free and animal rights. And I started getting into cruelty-free makeup, cruelty-free beauty products. And as I kind of went down this kind of like rabbit hole of looking at sustainability, I came across so much about zero waste, and it opened up this massive kind of just platform about everything zero waste and environmentally friendly products and everything. And I just opened my eyes, really. So about at the start of my university in September, when I had kind of my own money, my own power, my own choices, I started really getting involved and deciding what I wanted to do and how to get into zero waste. So that's mine. What about you, Lucy? How did you start?
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy. I'm also a student and I study economics in London, which really just shows the kind of wide range of people this is applicable to. It's not as per people studying a certain subject or in a certain demographic, it's everyone really. And I first got into zero waste, I was watching YouTube videos online about it, but it was always someone else in a different country, shopping in different shops that I have never heard of. So it kind of seemed like a really far away concept. And then I was talking to Jasmine and she said she was doing it. And I thought, wait, what? She seems quite reasonable. She's very cool and stylish. And I thought she's doing it too. So I must be able to do it as well. And so I started it. And at first I think there's this kind of big mental barrier over, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really expensive. It's going to just disrupt my routine. But I found it's the complete opposite. It's really easy to work with. And that's why we kind of wanted to share it, because it's always easier doing something when you know someone who's already doing it themselves and you can relate to them. That's what we're doing. Jasmine, would you like to kick us off with your first zero waste swap for this episode?
I will. So to start off the bathroom episode, I have chosen deodorant I'm going to be talking about. And I've always had a stereotypical normal relationship with deodorant, not too fast, pop down Tesco's when I'm doing my weekly shop, or, pop into Superjug after a day at uni or, part-time work, pick up an old Nivea plastic deodorant or, glass Dove one or something. And obviously, you know, you get through them at a kind of reasonable rate, but you are throwing them away, and they might be partly recyclable. Some of the balls inside aren't fully recyclable, and you have to separate the products, and it's just not too great. So, as you know, doing research, looking up, talking to other people on social media about swaps, you know, having kind of general ads come up, I researched into a brand called Wild, who basically you have this one container that you keep for your whole entire life, pretty much as you want to use it, and they send you refills in the post. So this is what I got in the post from them. So it's just literally a little box, all fully recyclable, and you basically push the refill inside of here, twist the bottom, and you have normal deodorant. The refills are actually compostable, which is brilliant. So when you're done, you can put the little refill cases in your home compost, or you can recycle them if you don't have access to compost, and that's completely fine, which is brilliant. And they're about £8 just for the refill, but obviously you do keep it forever. And then the individual refills are for about £2. So yeah, I've had no problems with it so far. Absolutely love it. There's different scents. It's really good for people with skin allergies and things. It also doesn't contain aluminium salts, which are in most deodorants that actually stop you from sweating. They block your pores, which some people can have a reaction to and can actually make people smell worse. So I found it's really positive. You do have about a week a transition period where you sweat a little bit more, but you don't smell any worse or anything. And then it's just, you know, happy days, like completely normal deodorant, and it's brilliant. I did a little bit of research into the company. They're really brilliant with their, you know, their staff. Delivery's really good, you know, it's all recyclable packaging, and it's just a great company, and I'm very, very happy with it. Also, Lucy had another experience with deodorant I'm just going to quickly talk about. She bought deodorant from a local store in a little metal tin deodorant, and you literally just wipe some off and put it on your underarms, and she's had a great experience with that as well. So there is a lot of local ones, you know, local kind of zero waste shops or green shops, but there is a lot of an online presence as well, which is really good. And Wild is also UK based, which is obviously good that it's close to home. But yeah, so if Lucy, you'd like to now talk about your experience, feel free.
So my zero waste swap recommendation for this episode is a bamboo toothbrush. Now it's pretty much exactly the same as your standard toothbrush, which is why it's perfect. Like it's not difficult to get used to. It just swaps straight into your normal routine. It's perfect. It's just kind of as you'd expect a toothbrush should be, to be honest. I got mine as a gift. So if any of you are struggling to get me a birthday present, you know exactly what to do. So I didn't choose the colours, but I think it's a beautiful rainbow, and you can choose from so many different colours as well. It's not just kind of one type. There are so many different brands out there now. And why this was so special to me was that 2 years ago during summer, I was sea kayaking in Scotland, and we were trying to find a nice beach to camp on overnight. And we just kept having to pass loads of them because every beach we saw was completely littered and overflowing with fishing waste. I mean, I'm talking huge ropes, baskets, crab cages, and then you had things like flip-flops and sunglasses and random lotion tubes that had been discarded. It was absolutely disgusting. I really can't convey how horrifying it was to watch, to look at. But intermingled through all of this waste was thousands and thousands of plastic toothbrushes. And we simply couldn't camp on the beach. We had to go further back inland, and it was just such a ruin to the whole experience, what we had planned. And so after that, I just decided that I'm never going to contribute to that kind of mess ever again, because it really was just horrific to look at, and to know that we were doing that to these islands in Scotland that had really people never lived on before. So our kind of impact was reaching so close to home, which was quite terrifying. But also, it's such a kind of added benefit to know that I'm not owning plastic in my bathroom, and I'm not contributing to the demand that's keeping these companies going. So you can have a real impact with something that's so kind of menial and small, and something you don't pay any attention to and you use every single day. It's also great because after it's finished use, because you can't keep your toothbrushes for that long due to bacteria build up and the bristles will bend, so that it becomes pretty useless. So afterwards you can use it for cleaning, in terms of like any silverware or kind of household or kitchen. You can use it for that too. But also the bristles, once it's completely useless, you can pull the bristles out and they can go straight in your recycling bin. And the wooden handle you can put in your compost at home. And in 6 months, it's gone. which is amazing. And you can't say that about your normal plastic toothbrush. And you can get these pretty locally. So in Stortford, Green and Hart, they stock some. In Hertford, it's Bamboo Turtle and Replenish Refill. But if those are not the kind of shops you're generally going to, you can go to Holland and Barrett, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Wilkinson's, they all stock them. And you're looking at about £3 for one of these. So it's not really completely, it's not too expensive, it's not too far out of your way. But also when I did the research, £2.16 Boots and Tesco's. So it's not a real difference from a plastic toothbrush at all. And you need to change your toothbrush around every 4 months. So my challenge to every single one of you on October 10th, put into your calendar that you need to change your toothbrush and put in brackets that you want a Bamboo toothbrush. All right, so that's me sorted. I'd like to pass on to Liz to share her zero waste swap for this episode.
So as I previously mentioned, my zero waste swap is a shampoo bar. So I'll give you a little look. There's my shampoo bar. I am absolutely in love with my shampoo bar. So just to forewarn you, when I tell you how much my shampoo bar costs, you probably will fall off of your chairs. But feel free to get back up again, because I promise you, I'll explain to you the costs and how this has actually saved me money. So I got my shampoo bar from a company called Lush. They're a cosmetics brand that are very ethically orientated. If you don't know them already, then feel free to give them a little Google, because it's very informative on their website about all the things that they do that are environmentally friendly, and the ethics that are at their core. So my shampoo bar cost me around £8, which sounds like a lot of money for shampoo, unless you're one of those people that spends £25 on on hairdresser shampoo. But like I said, I promise you, I will convince you by the end of this talk that I've saved money buying an £8 shampoo bar. This little bad boy has been around in my life for about 4 to 5 months. I bought it in the beginning of February this year. I'm very new to my zero waste journey, so this was actually the first zero waste swap that I made. And if you think about it, so I'm almost halfway through. I'm not even halfway through this shampoo bar, and I've had it for about 5 months. So I'm planning on having it for about 10 months. So that works out, and I'm not very good at math, so excuse me. That works out at roughly less than £1 a month. So when I was budgeting as a student, obviously I'd buy the cheapest shampoo I could find, which my local shop in London was Waitrose. But I'd buy the Waitrose Essential branded shampoo, which would be around £2 each time. And I buy these on average once a month. So that's £20 it would have cost me by the time that I finished the shampoo bar. So in total, hopefully I would have saved £12 out of my budget, which is proof that zero waste living can actually be quite cheap. Although the initial cost is quite expensive and can be quite daunting if you're thinking about going zero waste, there are alternatives. You don't necessarily have to buy a shampoo bar from Lush. I've only ever tried a Lush shampoo bar, and like I say, I absolutely adore it, and I'll go into more detail about how they have shampoo bars for different hair types, and how the sales assistants were actually incredibly informative and telling me which one I should go for based on my hair. I know that Jasmine has had different experiences with shampoo bars. She's also used Lush, which I think is her favourite from what I could gather. But she has also used shampoo bars from independent retailers online in the UK, from a website called Etsy, who offset all of their delivery charges, their carbon delivery, which is obviously great. But even though it was a less expensive shampoo bar, I think it was about £3 as opposed to £8, she didn't enjoy it as much, and it didn't last as well. I really recommend that, if you commute to London or Chelmsford or Cambridge, which are your closest Lush shops, by the way, that you combine that with a quick shop to Lush or other sustainable outlets, and get yourself one of these, because like I said, it will save you money. And quite honestly, every time I go to shower, it just makes me smile, because I know I'm doing my bit for the environment, and it is just more enjoyable. I mean, it's so fun to use. For those of you who haven't used a shampoo bar before, or didn't even know that shampoo could come in a solid form, aka me about 6 months ago, these, basically what you would do is, imagine the shower's running, you've got lovely wet hair, you maybe washed your body a bit beforehand, and you'd basically get your hands nice and wet, kind of rub against the shampoo bar, and it should create a really nice lather, which you then kind of like wash into your hair, and kind of really just get in there and push it about, and you know, kind of put your hair on the top of your head if you want, and then wash it out. And it works exactly the same as you know, kind of liquid shampoo. And if anything, I think it's done wonders to my hair. There are a lot less harmful products in it, and like I said, you know, if you've got the time to go into your local Lush, I really recommend it, because I went in there, the sales assistants came straight up to me, I told them exactly what I wanted. I knew I wanted this zero waste shampoo bar. They asked me a few simple questions about my hair. My hair can get quite dry and frizzy, and they basically were like, this is what you want, this is what you need for your type of hair. So it was really informative for me, and a really lovely experience purchasing it and also using it every day. Disclaimer though, you know, they say that shampoo bars last on average 5 months. The reason why mine's lasted a little bit longer is because, I'm not sure if you can see, but I've got a bit of an undercut in my hair, and also I don't wash my hair every day. So if you wash your hair every day, Jasmine washes her hair every day, I think, isn't that correct, Jasmine? Yes. And her shampoo bar lasted about 5 months as well. So, which is still, you know, averages about £2-ish a month. Again, I'm not very good at maths, so you can do that for yourselves. In terms of packaging, like I said, I went into the store. It just came in a little brown paper bag, and I keep it in this little tin, metal tin in the shower. It's also really great in terms of, like, it just saves you so much space in the shower. If you look at that, the size of this, I'll put it against my head so you can do a size comparison. This is so much smaller than your average shampoo bottle. So that is something that I really recommend if you're keen to start your zero waste journey and don't know where to start. I really recommend doing this because it's just so easy. It's non-disruptive to your life, and it saves you money. So in my book, that's a no-brainer. But yes, I think we are going to, I mean, Jasmine, actually, would you like to tell us a little bit about your shampoo bar experience? Because I know you, like I said, you've tried more shampoo bars than I have.
Yeah, I can do that. So I started off with the Lush shampoo bars in the beginning. I bought a conditioner bar and a shampoo bar. I spoke to the shop assistant, the same as Elysia did, and explained my hair type, issues I have with my hair, things I like about my hair, and they gave me, you know, they chose me one, and I used it. And I had a brilliant time with it. It really helped my hair. It genuinely is the best shampoo I've ever used for my hair. And then it ran out during quarantine. And obviously you can't go to a Lush store during quarantine. And I thought about ordering online, but the delivery was about 30 days because obviously in their factories, they're quite good. They need social distance and stuff. So I thought, okay, I'll give an independent seller a chance, you know, from Etsy. Like Elysia said earlier, they carbon offset all deliveries from Etsy, which is brilliant. And I used a little tea tree shampoo bar. And I thought it was going to be really good. You know, it smelled amazing. And it did lather up quite well, but it did take me quite a while in the shower. And it didn't last as long. It only lasted for me about 10 washes, and it was the kind of same size. And my hair was also staying greasy and stuff, so it wasn't the most brilliant shampoo bar, but I thought I'd give an independent seller a try. I mean, obviously there's many independent sellers out there that would be brilliant and have perfect shampoo bars that we can all use, but that was just my personal experience. And you know, you're going to have experiences like this as well. Our hair does need to adjust every time we use different ones. But I've recently rebought from Lush a conditioner bar and a shampoo bar again, so they literally arrived today. So this is my new shampoo bar, so you can actually see how big it is, and the conditioner bar as well, which we'll talk about probably in our next Bathroom Essentials episode. And this is the box that it came in, little cardboard box with some eco-friendly packaging tape and some packing chips that are actually water soluble. So you can recycle them, or you can literally just put them in the sink with running water and they will decompose, which is brilliant. So yeah, that was my experience. I absolutely love them, and I will never ever ever turn back. I might try new ones from different companies with great reviews, but I do love these. They are absolutely brilliant, and they do save so much time, waste, and just peace of mind. So yeah, that's me.
So we're going to move on to the question section. So do keep sending your questions to me. We have some already come through. We have a question about men's deodorant. Jasmine, do you know anything about that?
I know from this company, obviously, all of the scents are gender neutral. There's no gender put on scents. If a man wants to smell of roses, he's happy to smell of roses. If the lady wants to smell of, men's cologne, she's more than happy to go and do that. I know they do offer a kind of plain unscented one, a coconut one, a mint one, which is kind of your more stereotypical unisex scents. But there is also another deodorant company called Native, which are very similar to Wild, and I know they do offer some more kind of stereotypical manly scents. That would be my answer for that one. But anyone can smell like whatever they want to smell like, and also they're not very heavily scented. So like if you smelt it, it would smell quite scented, but you don't really smell it throughout the day. It's just kind of plain nothing scent. But yeah.
Great, thank you. We've had another question about electric toothbrushes, and I know, Liz, that you've got one of these. So tell me about that.
I do, although in hindsight I probably should have given it a good scrub before I brought it on camera, so please forgive me. This is my electric toothbrush. So again, this is a very recent zero waste swap of mine. It was mostly an impulse buy, to be honest. I was having a quick browse through the Holland & Barrett zero waste section, which is in Bishop Stortford. And I saw these recyclable toothbrush heads. Now, so they're black. They have charcoal bristles, so it's non-plastic bristles, charcoal bristles, which is obviously supposed to be really good for your teeth. Exactly the same as a kind of normal toothbrush head, but basically once you're done with it, what you do is you take it off and you just send it back to the retailer. So this is Live Cocoa, it's called. So these are in Holland & Barrett. This is probably the most expensive zero waste swap I've done so far, because I got 2 for £10. I'm sure I could probably have got them cheaper elsewhere, but like I said, it's a bit of an in the moment impulse buy during COVID-19, just to keep me going. But my plan is to basically, because I'm a bit worried about the fact of like kind of carbon emissions of like sending one of these back to the retailer. My plan is to just keep a little jar beside my toothbrush and just wait for it to kind of rack up over the years, and then when I maybe have like 10, I'll send them all back at once. I've got a question: how long did the electric head last? So like I said, I've only had this for about 2 weeks, so I'm not entirely sure how long they last, but it looks as good as new, and I obviously use it every day, twice a day. So so once I know, I'll get back to you.
Great, thank you. We've also had a question regarding zero waste conditioner. Do one of you want to take that one?
Jasmine, I think Jasmine uses zero waste conditioner, so
we can both answer. So I just saw on there about somebody said it's not very great and they still can't find a decent one. So I started with the Lush conditioner Big. It's actually just called Big, and it's why I explained to them my hair type, which I think is a massive step. To find the right one, you do need to talk to the shop assistants, and they do know so much about the products. As well, on the Lush website, there is also massive descriptions, and for different companies as well. There's no harm in speaking to the actual business itself and asking and explaining what your hair type is if you're interested in the conditioner. And I've recently bought the new Big one, which has got different ingredients in with the same name. They got rid of the old one and bought this one, and I do understand why people do say they find it quite difficult, but for me, I wet this and then I would almost rub it on my hair, and then get a comb and kind of comb it in. And I have found that if you leave it for about 5 minutes, then when you feel your hair, it will feel like almost traditional conditioner, and then when you wash it out again, it's great. So that's kind of my experience. Obviously, they're not always going to be for everyone. You can find different ones. Obviously, I've got quite oily roots and dry ends. That's my hair. You can find ones for very, very dry ends or for normal hair. Just maybe speak to the businesses that you want to buy from. If you want to buy from Lush, speak to the sales assistants and they will definitely point you in the right direction. But that's my experience. Elysia, what was your experience? Because you had a conditioner bar, I know.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I would say, as opposed to the shampoo bar, it was like shampoo bars and liquid shampoo are very, very similar, and it lathers up and you kind of just put it in your hair. the conditioner, as you may imagine, doesn't lather as much, so it's quite difficult to kind of really get it into your hair, as in like kind of what, you know, you use it as a bar of soap. I imagine a bar of soap that doesn't lather very well, and then you kind of have a covering of it on your hands and put it on your hair. So you had to do it quite a few times. But you know, like once you kind of sort that out, I think it takes practice. Once you've got that sorted, then it's like normal conditioner. You know, it makes your hair nice and silky and soft. So there's not really much difference in terms of the overall result at the end.
Yeah, if anyone wants a good one to start off with, this one is from Lush and it's called Big. Go on the website and you can look at all the ingredients and stuff to make sure you're happy with them. But it is good, stereotypical normal conditioner, great to start off with, or just go on there and type in what your hair type's like and they will bring up results about what to use. But yeah.
Another question we've had about that is, how do you stop boyfriends, sisters, other family members taking it and using it in the shower?
Go on, Liz, you start.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I suppose it's just a gamble you need to take. No, maybe just alert your boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister that this is actually a shampoo bar. It's weird. It doesn't feel like a bar of soap. When you use it, it makes your hands kind of all creamy if you've used it as a bar of soap. Don't ask me how I know that. How, I mean, it's quite clearly marked. It's got Lush across the top, and this particular tin, I just bought this one when I bought the shampoo bar. But it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just been added. You can, it's in the little tin. The little tin does keep it, out the way. You can take it out of the shower, like that person's just said on the chat, and keep it in your room or something. Or if you want to be brilliant, you can take them to Lush yourself, or take them somewhere to get one yourself, or order one for them and encourage them to use one as well. And then maybe next time they'll be buying their own, and that's an extra person not using plastic shampoo or conditioner, which can be really good. Or encourage them to use them, but just get their own. Is really a great question, a great answer. But yeah,
we've had a question about toothpaste, and maybe this is one for a future talk, but just a little kind of teaser now. You can get glass pods of toothpaste as a powder, which you dip your toothbrush in and use, or you get toothpaste in like little tiny tabs or tablets, which you dissolve in water and then you use normally. So hopefully that answers that question very, very briefly.
Sorry everyone. Random number calling you then.
We've had a question about, do we have any future zero waste bathroom swaps plans that we'd like to do in the future?
We have other bathroom zero waste swaps that we've already done, which hopefully we will present in a later video. But in terms of future zero waste swaps, I would say I'm looking forward to swapping to zero waste toothpaste, and also I haven't had an opportunity yet to try out the zero waste deodorant. So personally, for me, those are my next two zero waste swaps. Jasmine?
At the moment, something that in the next episode I'm going to talk about is I have a zero waste razor, which is what kind of a brilliant thing that I'll be talking about next time. For me personally, for some reason, I have about 6 unfinished tubes of toothpaste because I do quite a lot of travelling around, or I did when I was in uni, from parents' houses to other parents' houses to boyfriends' houses to friends' houses. So I've ended up with them, and I'm waiting for them to run out, and then I'll be definitely using zero waste eco-friendly toothpaste. The suggestion of the dipping powder, like homemade or something like that, sounds brilliant. And also I know you can buy floss, which is in a little glass jar with a little metal lid, with little really good eco-friendly floss in, that I'll probably be swapping to next. And I do need to order some little cotton rounds which you chuck in the wash, instead of using cotton ones that you dispose of, which will probably be my next step. What about you, Lucy?
Yeah, we've got lots of ideas to come. But this is now over to you guys. One of the 3 we've presented today, unmute your mics, and if you could say the one which you feel you're most inclined to potentially look into after this talk. We want to hear from you.
I just googled some shampoo bars that I'll be I'll bang it for that. Sounds like a great idea.
Great. Anyone else?
I
Yes,
would like
Tooth
to
bars,
try
definitely.
the toothpaste.
So
That's what I'd like to try.
great,
I'm gonna buy the toothbrush, the bamboo toothbrush.
amazing.
Really, really great. Really, really great.
Well, this
I've
is
actually started using the wild deodorant like Jasmine as well. So she actually recommended it to me, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. It's wild as well. So got the rose scent. It's actually really lovely. And yeah, bamboo toothbrush. That's one to rate. I'll probably be trying the reusable razors as well. The sustainable razors. I think that's a good go-to.
Nice.
amazing. It's so good to hear from you guys and that we've had some sort of impact. Jasmine, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, so thank you everyone for coming. It's been really, really great. I'm sure, we've learned a lot from each other and we'll be learning more in the future.